Hey everyone, Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA, living in my car for over 2 years now. I had like a 3 or 4 hour nap this morning by about 7 or 8 a.m. I fell asleep and had a nap. And frankly, I am stressed out. Yeah, sorta. I can handle it. It's time for some oatmeal. Stuff tastes real good and I like it. It fills me up and it's real cheap. Dollar store cinnamon. Won't spend $7 at a grocery store for the brand name cinnamon. I just get the one that looks like a bottle from the 1970s. Water. I want to get protein powder from the food bank. They have a bunch of new ones now, but I didn't want to spend. They're still kind of expensive. It's probably around $30 for a bag or a container of it at a grocery store. And at the food bank, they've usually been about $15. So I was like, yeah, I don't have the money right now. I'm still waiting for a paycheck from this job, which sent me home early today because I was hurting. And I'm just fucking nervous about being fired, but what can I do? It's like I can't do anything. I was asking, like, is there going to be any kind of retaliation against me? Am I going to be written up for this? And everybody's like, no, don't worry. But that's not the same as something in writing that says I won't be fired for being injured or for taking a day off. And also I tried to stay. I said, well, look, I'll work a different position where it's lighter duty, because also I don't want to lose the money. And also I don't like the idea of leaving work. I'm not a quitter if I can help it. I've quit plenty of, no, I haven't quit plenty of jobs. I mean, I quit them after a while. What am I talking about? I quit before I start. I say, if I'm not into something, I'll just like, oh, I'm not interested in this. Um, but yeah, I'm just hurting in lots of places in my body: shoulders, fingers, wrists, hands, biceps, triceps, elbows, hips, back, neck, even my head a little bit. And so they said, well, we want you to recover because we don't want your injuries to be worse. I'm like, what am I supposed to do, man? And also, it turns out the position I've been working, I'm the only one who does it, at least in the area of the warehouse I'm in, for the whole shift. There's two people. I'm on one side of the conveyor belt, there's another person on the other. The other person is always switching throughout the day, at least twice. So before lunch and after lunch, it's a different person usually. I found out it's because the position wears people out so much. You're dealing with like the most sorting of boxes, and you don't have much working room, and it really strains me and strains others. And so I've been working there full shifts, and I should be really rotating, half maybe a shift there and then half in another position. And anyway, so they kept reassuring me, hey, we're not going to fire you. But here's the thing: everything this company needed for reassurance from me or some kind of agreement, I had to sign off on. I had to sign dozens and dozens of such agreements, and apparently I still got to sign some. I got to figure out how to access them because they don't make it possible for me to access them online. But if they tell me, oh, that, if I want assurances from them, just don't worry about it. Just we're on the honor system. Yeah, we'll take care of it. Well, Luis, I'm eating oatmeal, living in my car, living a great, great life, being underpaid, worked hard, fucking hurting all over, and I was disappointed. I felt kind of sick about it that I was let off early today because they were worried that I was hurting. And oatmeal is always good. If you're worried about what to eat. You want something healthy, low calories that fills you up? Eat oatmeal. Maybe I'll even go to a cafe and get some. Go back to Annandale. You go to hell. You're having oatmeal right now too. Yes. All right. Be patient if the stream ever buffers, because it's just YouTube. The app is constantly cutting out. The app on my phone. But yes, DJ Ryder is having oatmeal too. That's what I want. Everybody watching to have oatmeal. And eventually someday I'll set it up so we can do a Zoom call with 20 of us on screen all eating oatmeal at the same time, and I'll use it in a commercial. I'll put on TV for oatmeal and they'll pay me. But yeah, kind of a nervous wreck about being fired from my job. I didn't do anything wrong, but just for being hurt a lot. Sucks. Also, I gotta block out some of the sun because I think that is causing the phone to overheat as well. Yeah, I'm just stressed the hell out today. I came off work and I was so stressed yesterday. What's up, Blackbird? That I couldn't sleep much, and so when I came home from work this morning, they sent me early. I came home. What am I talking about? I drove to basically this spot. Oh shit. I fell asleep for like 3 or 4 hours, and it was surreal. It was like, oh man, I almost don't feel good. I slept that much. How's my mother? What's it to you? She's doing all right. I mean, she just works a lot. She works hard too, you know. Everything I'm feeling like nerves that feel, you know, like needles right now every time I move and stuff. So what the hell? What am I gonna do? I don't want to quit, but I'm losing money every hour I'm not able to work. Yeah, I'd love ice packs or even an ice bath, really, at this point. But I don't have a freeze. Oh, this is so annoying. Again, just stay on, everyone. If the stream buffers, I'll reset it in a second. It just, the YouTube keeps doing that. Yes, this is a warehouse job. Hey, Tyler. Definitely, yes. Those are all good. And I do have some almonds I got from a food bank. Yes, this is the warehouse job. So I'm just a nervous wreck about being fired, but what can I do, you know? They keep assuring me, oh no, why would we retaliate against you for this? I'm like, well then, I want it in writing. But I can't get that reassurance, even though they have everything in writing from me. Pisses me off. So I'm just de-stressing with some delicious oatmeal. Bland, slop-like oatmeal. These are pretty good. I don't know if they're that healthy. I mean, keto drinks. What the hell is sugar alcohol? It says 11 grams of sugar alcohol. And it's got 15 grams of protein. I'm trying to get all the protein I can get. More pain. Shit. Because, you know, I'm working such a strenuous job. What do? I'm trying to deep breathe. Yeah, I wish I could be at home and take an ice bath, but I can't afford a home if I keep losing work. Because I'm hurting. I'm telling you, this whole country should go on general strike and demand $22 an hour minimum wage, not a fucking penny less. Demand tenant protections, worker protections, demand free health care, housing. You can look up and see lines for like miles to food banks around the country because families can't afford food. Anyways, I don't want to rant more. I keep getting more dissociated, and that's upsetting too. And if you're here, remember to click like and subscribe. That gets YouTube to see that this video has engagement, and they'll share it with more people, and my message can get out, and I can lead this country, lead us back to worker protections and housing protections, tenant protections, kick all those bum landlords out on the street. Actually, that's too good for them. I just want mass trials for them, like 50 at a time, shuffle them into court, you know, give them a few minutes to prepare, hear their pleas, then say, yeah, okay, well, I'll find you guilty, bring them out to the courtyard, and just take care of the problem. Whatever that means, I don't know. I got this at the dollar store, fish oil pills. I figure that helps with joints, right, and overall health and circulation, so, yeah. And it's cheap, $2 a day. I wonder what's the difference between this and the more expensive ones. Are these, like, filled with, like, poisons from the ocean? But it's important to do that. I ran out of walnuts that I got from the food bank that had the omega-3s, so taking fish oil, try and take what I can. They also had at the food bank, this, it's so annoying how this keeps cutting out. They not at the food bank. They had it at the dollar store. It was so weird, but I wanted to try it. It was a little bottle of ginseng with, I think it was like, yeah, ginger root in it, which looks super weird when it's in your drink. It looks like a dead shrimp or something with the legs. Oh my goodness. I'm trying to have this up, like, angled a certain way to block out the sun from hitting my phone so it doesn't overheat, because I think that contributes to it crashing, or the YouTube app crashing. And it had honey in it too, so I was like, I don't know if this is healthy for you or not. I tried it. I mean, it tasted all right. Super weird when that ginger root hits. It's like, oh, don't let that touch my mouth or tongue. And that was that. I'm trying to eat healthy, even though I don't know if all these is this shit healthy, or is this going to mess up my cholesterol and everything? I don't know. Oh, tomorrow I have a Trump virus test, so hopefully that's negative. Just want to get tested regularly. Oh man, this annoying fly reminds me. This is probably the same fly from this morning. When I fell asleep and took a nap in my car, a big loud fly kept buzzing around my head. Why do they drive me nuts? I get yellow jackets in this car too sometimes when I got the windows rolled down. So I'm going to go into work tomorrow, and I'm going to have to say whether I feel good enough to work or not. And I don't know, it's just a tough situation. Because no matter what, it's sickening for me to say, oh, I don't feel good enough to work. I don't care. It just feels sickening. Even if my leg was broken, I'd feel sick about it. How many hours am I working? Each day it depends how busy we are, but it seems to be, it's about 6 to 8 hours a day, I'd say. So far closer to like 6 to 7 hours a day. And we do get a 30-minute lunch break in there too, so I'm not counting that. I'm just counting the on-the-clock work hours. But I'm just waiting for them to retaliate. I mean, and just fire me or take me aside and say, hey, you gotta, stop hurting, or just stop saying you're hurting or something. I don't know. That's what I'm worried about. They can give me every assurance they want, but nothing is in writing. So their assurances mean nothing. I don't believe them for a second. It is a lot of physical work. I'm literally lifting boxes, heavy ones, with little working rooms, so it's like I have to angle stuff weird. for like 3 hours at a time, 2 to 3 hours at a time, and lunch is in there too, and we might have like a minute break here and there for whatever reason. I don't know if the conveyor belt stops because of a safety issue or what, but once in a while it stops. We just have a minute, and I just try and stretch whenever that happens and drink water. And today it was even harder because the place we're supposed to put the boxes down to go back towards another conveyor belt, it was basically, it was like, it needs lubrication for the boxes to slide down properly. Nobody could find any of the lubricating fluid for a while, so boxes were getting jammed up, stuck, and I'm like, what the fuck, man? I can't put boxes anywhere, and it hurts to try and bend over and push them and kick them down. Not kick them, but like shove them down with my foot. So, how's my body feeling? They sent me home early today because my right side in particular, I said it was hurting a lot. Because they asked me how my left elbow was, but I'm just hurting all over. What can I do? I'm not even complaining about it. It just, like, I want to work. I offered when they said to send me home, I said, well, can I work a different position? I'm trying to get off this one position I'm on because nobody else works it a full shift. Everybody else who works it with me, it's two of us who are always doing it. They split it between before lunch and after lunch because it's so strenuous. I'm the only one who's doing it all the time because apparently people don't really want to do it. It's much easier to do I won't say much easier. It's still hard work, and I did do that other work before, but it's easier in a way to do that other stuff because you're dealing with way fewer packages. Where I am, we have to deal with so much more because we're sorting them before other people get to sort their sections, and then they have multiple people to sort them. In my section, it's just me and one other person. And especially when they get jammed up, which happens once in a while, and then we got to pull out a big like pole to like unstuck the boxes, then they're all backed up and we're like just grabbing what we can't even like keep up. So I'm hurting all over. If you want to know, my wrist, fingers, hands, arms, biceps, triceps, elbows, hips, back, neck, head. But what can I do? I'm going to try and rest. I didn't work out this morning. First morning I have not worked out in months probably. So I was like, I'm just going to give myself a break. And I feel shitty not working out. I feel like I still should have, but I was also feeling so filled with anxiety and didn't sleep well because I'm so worried they're going to fire me for reporting an injury and being hurt in general, and that they're just feeding me empty promises about, oh no, why would we fire you? No, we won't. But there's no guarantees. Nothing's in writing. When they want stuff in writing, guarantees from me, I had to sign freaking dozens of forms. I'm telling you, I don't get why. I try and eat a lot of protein. I have protein drinks. I wish I could eat real meals, but I can't really afford them yet. And even when I can, that's damn expensive. But we need a general strike. I can't imagine how workers have to deal with this and support their families and not be totally stressed out and pay their rent and stuff. At least for me, this is kind of like a game in a way, in that it's just for me to be able to get money to get my film career going. I'm still showering in the morning. I'm not even worried about it when it's cold. Yeah, it's going to get colder in the next few weeks, probably. So, I don't know, it might be more difficult. I'm actually kind of relieved I get to shower in the cold in a way, because I've heard that like cold showers can reduce inflammation. So I'm kind of glad that I get that. And actually, when I was still going to the gym, always at the end of the shower, I would let it run cold for at least a few seconds, just to get that. I didn't like the feeling of too much comfort. I just felt like a waste, like I'm being lazy. So I kind of like it. I'm hoping on some level maybe it's therapeutic for me to be in the cold and shower. And I certainly can't get ice packs right now without a freezer. I couldn't find any chemical ice packs at CVS or the dollar store or the food bank. And I doubt I could afford really much in the way of chemical ice packs. They do have chemical ice packs at my job in the first aid kit, so I got to remember that. I got one today after work, but tomorrow I'm going to try and get one before I go in too and just put it on. It only lasts like 20 minutes, but it gets, reasonably cold. I just put it on one of my arms, I guess. But yeah, they've had me on like one of the most strenuous positions. And I didn't know that's why people kept switching throughout the day working with me, because nobody wants to work at a full shift. It wears them out too much. But what am I? I'm like Rocky out here. Rocky Balboa. I'm like a bum. Well, I'm not going to do his voice. I can't sing or dance. So that's why I just do what I do. Because anything other than filmmaking, I ain't none too good at. I don't have many job skills or science skills or math skills or geography skills. I can't make maps, or sewing skills or repair skills or cooking skills. Yeah, so I can't help. I'm just a nervous wreck, but just try and let it go. And if you're here, click like. That helps the live stream out because it gets YouTube to share the video more. And that's really what I need. I need millions, hundreds of thousands, let's say, of people watching. And I need to lead a mass movement of people who go on general strike, rent strike, demand change. Police helicopter flying by. Probably my job sent it over just to send a message. And what can I do? I have no power at this job. #1 live stream in the world. That's right, DJ Ryder. By the way, rent strike. You notice the name of that individual down there? That's why I just did that. So if you notice something like that, I don't even deal with them. And for the third time today, oh shit, I'm running out of vinegar. Third time today I'm having vinegar. Why not? Help these brittle bones out. Love that smell. And I'm not going to have one of these now, but I had one earlier of Green Superfood Beauty. I don't know if these are good for you or not. It's like little tablets that just dissolve in a drink. I try and have one of these a day. Got them cheap from the food bank. You see what I'm talking about, DJ Ryder, right? Yeah, that's disrespectful, and I just don't even. I don't even say anything about it. It's just not a part of what I'm doing here. But yes, 3 likes, so let's get it to like 15,000 likes, like at least to what SpaceX gets on their live streams from space when it's like the astronauts are just sleeping and docking. So let's get it about right there. And damn it, this, even today being off, like being off work for the last few hours. Oh, military helicopter. It's going to make it harder for me to afford a place of my own that I want to own, not a rental, because I'm losing time and I get no paid sick leave. The paid sick leave only kicks in when, like, you have to work a lot of hours, basically. So that's nice. If you get injured or sick early, well, just, um, what am I? Oh, my thumb freaking hurts. That's all right. Believe that. I don't care. I'm trying to do. I gotta look up Bob and Brad, their stretches for soreness and stuff. They do good stuff, man. They helped me a ton when I had like an impingement in my shoulder and it was hurting bad for like 3 weeks to where I couldn't even run because it hurt so much and I couldn't work out. I was miserable. Their stretches showed me how to get rid of it, and in a few days it was completely gone. I couldn't believe it. I was so worried I had some permanent problem. So I think they showed stuff like this for tennis elbow. I don't know what the hell tennis elbow is and how it's different from just a strained elbow. Tennis elbow is like more like the muscles connecting the tendons messed up me. I just jerked my arm out too hard. I think they showed something like this, like move the hand there and lean against stuff. But yeah, also, I mean, I want this job in a way. For one, I actually like the hours. I like going to work at 2:30 in the morning. I just like the idea that I'm working at an odd time, and I like that I'm getting up early and that I'm out of work by like 9:30 in the morning or 10 or maybe even 11, and that it's morning out. I like that. Also, I realize too, even if I try and just stay in my car all year, if I have this job, it's actually going to be hard, pretty hard in the spring and summer. I sounded Canadian. Because I go to sleep so early, and it's going to be hot out during the day. Right now it's easier, but it still can be hot some days. So it can be harder to try and sleep. Yeah, I should have some almonds. I have some in my trunk. I'm gonna get some. Last bag I could find at the food bank. That was some nice vinegar and water. Man, but I gotta remember to buy more. And tomorrow, I get my Trump virus test. I'm just gonna go get one. Should be quick. I tried to schedule it at a time of day when I know they're not that busy, because I don't see many cars lined up at this testing site, so I doubt it'll be too busy. Still can take a few minutes, but not a big deal. Excuse me. I'm gonna get those almonds out of my trunk. Wow, there's so much dust. I gotta clean my car seat. Look at this. Shit. Where the hell's all that dust coming from? I guess my pants. Okay, I'm gonna stop that. It's getting dust everywhere. I do have, actually, I can do this on camera, sort of. I don't know if I'll have the camera positioned perfectly, but I want to clean this now. I have a car seat cleaner. Oh, shit. Whoa, how'd the camera just flip like that? I don't even realize I pressed the button. Almonds, another very healthy food. Good for cholesterol. Ow, God. I have a phone appointment with a doctor on the 24th. I'm really going to try and get a physical and go in and get examined. I don't know if they'll bother trying to... I was saying, I got a phone appointment with a doctor in about a week. I'm really going to try and get a physical and go in. Hopefully the doctor can look at me and examine me and stuff for these pain issues. I don't know what there's to examine. I doubt I need an x-ray or something, but just something, you know. Even if it's just telling me this is damaging your body, at least I know. Okay, I'm gonna get that seat cleaner, get all this dust out of here. Oh shit, what'd I do? It says stain remover, but it is kind of stained. And I think I got this from a dollar store. I doubt I'd spend good money on this. It smells kind of nice. Let foam for 30 to 40 seconds. Scrub with a brush, then... Oh, pull the bottom of the brush out? Oh, I didn't realize you can take this out. Well, I don't need to. With the brush, and then just kind of go like dab it with a paper towel. Got a lot of dirt off. I'm no longer dabbing it. I'm wiping. There's a lot of dirt. More dirt. All right, good enough. Look how much dirt came off this seat. Hello, Michael. Also, my dandruff's not going away anymore. It used to go away fine with that DHS tar gel shampoo. Now my dandruff is like worse than ever. So try and figure that one out. Head and shoulders doesn't work for me. Also, it's damn expensive. I get all my shampoo from the food bank or the dollar store. They have tons of that DHS tar gel shampoo. When I was last living in a home, I think I used Selsun Blue. I think that was working fairly well for me. It's just expensive. It's like $7 a bottle. What's up, Mark Ivy? Mark, get this. They sent me home early today because they're worried that I'm hurt. And I'm just a nervous wreck thinking, oh man, they're going to fire me. Like they're looking for reasons to fire me and retaliate against me. They've been assuring me they won't. But their assurances mean nothing. I don't believe them for a second because there's nothing behind them. There's nothing backing them up. Even if they don't fire me, the problem is the same. The insurances have no backing. Whereas when they want assurances from me, I have to sign off on it. It's in writing. They can't give me anything in writing. Already 5 days in, I'm freaking hurting. And it turns out I'm working one of the harder positions. I didn't realize that, where nobody else works it a full shift. Everybody else does it for a half a day, and then after lunch someone else does it because it wears them out. I've been doing it for 5 days, 4 days straight now in this position that's, requires a lot. So I even offered when they tried to send me home, I said, let me work a different position that's lighter duty. And they said no. So they said they want me to recover. They said I'm not in trouble. Didn't really have much to say about it though. And I'm still just hurting all over. I mean, any little movement can hurt me. So it's like, what the hell do I do? But hey, what can I do? I keep going. I have aspirin, and also I know this is not for pain, but I got these from the dollar store, fish oil pills. I wonder how they can be so cheap. It was $2 for 20 of these. I don't know if there's all kinds of pollutants in them or what, but I do have aspirin. Maybe I should take one now. Should I take one? I shouldn't be asking that. Yeah, I might take one. I forget where I got the aspirin. I guess the dollar store or something. But man, my leg's hurting now. My left side, like in the rear, like my back left side is hurting. Everything hurts. Motherfuck you, you damn fly. I hate these flies. Also, certain times of day in certain places, flies land all over the trunk of my car. I don't know why. One day I just spent the whole morning killing them with a fly swatter. I'm like, you and your friends should get the message. Ibuprofen more? How much does that cost? I don't know. Yeah, maybe I'll get some. Because it does work well. Like, I used to use it when I had braces, and it hurt when they would tighten those braces like the next day. And if I took ibuprofen, it helped reduce the pain. It was definitely noticeable as opposed to the times I forgot to take it. But yeah, kind of a nervous wreck about the idea of being fired from my job, even though they keep assuring me that I won't be fired or retaliated against for being hurt. And I really shouldn't have been working that one position all day. They should have been rotating me, but no one told me. Yep, I hear you, Mark. Got to go with the ibuprofen. Why is it called ibuprofen? And when it looks like it's written like Ibuprofen. I guess you just say the IMB separate. I hate these flies, man. They bother me when I try and take naps too. And then they always know to leave when I grab a glove to hit them. Yeah, I guess I'll go get some. And the thing I really like about this job, because I don't hate the job itself, it's just the pain. I'm injured or hurt. Got to recover. I got to do a phone appointment with the doctor. I can't just go in, but I really want to get a physical and see what the doctor says, as well as get my blood work done and everything. Man, it's just, there's no point in cataloging all my pains. I've got pains all over now. I don't know if they have it at the dollar store, Michael. I'd have to see. I may go to the dollar store right after this and check, but I'm not sure. If not, I'll go to CVS. And I really want to get a place to stay, have a place to shower, take dumps, although I'm able to do that at the toilet at my job, but I can't be there all the time, for my toilet needs. And it's getting colder, so it's cold when I shower outside, but I kind of like it in that I heard it's good for inflammation, and I'm pretty sure I'm inflamed all over, so cold shower is kind of good. And even if I had a home, I would still end the shower by letting it run cold for a few seconds, because I just like doing it. I sort of like the challenge of it, like making me get out of the shower. I don't like being too comfortable. But we are underpaid. I mean, yeah, underpaid at this job. That's a big thing. I feel bad. So many people coming in and out of there, and they're just not being paid very much. We'll see if I can work tomorrow. I'm going to go in tomorrow. I'm going to have to talk to the managers first thing and tell them how I'm feeling. And I'm scared of saying I'm hurting because it just sounds to me like I don't want to work. And I do. I wish I could take like a cold bath, really, not even just a cold shower. Lie in it. I'll just get whichever is cheaper, Advil or Ibuprofen, but is aspirin not the same? I mean, I have aspirin. Wouldn't aspirin be good for me in general? Man, after they sent me home from work, I took a nap in my car for like 3 or 4 hours. It was nuts. I was so tired. And while I was working, I can't feel tired, like I'm moving so much. Excuse me. Mark IV2? What the hell? Hey Mark, you got an imposter here. Aspirin's not going to do it the same? Alright. I still want it for the heart benefits. That seems like a good idea though. I don't know where my cholesterol's at. It used to be good, but I haven't been to I haven't a physical. I had my cholesterol checked in like a year and a half. Over a year and a half. So that's kind of frightening. I try and control my diet, but of course I don't know how healthy this stuff is, but I get these protein drinks at the food bank because it's a like cheap way to get protein. They did have the Okay, the YouTube app keeps crashing on my phone. But they had these almonds too at the food bank. I finally got the last bag of them because almonds are so expensive. But they're really good for my cholesterol. Anyways, I'm just scared of I mean, I got to tell them how I'm feeling tomorrow, but I'm scared to tell them I'm hurting. One, I don't want them to get to the point where they say, yeah, we don't need you back. And two, I guess that's the main thing. I don't know what else I'm worried about. Oh, and two, I don't want to miss, making money, but obviously I do have to think about my integrity. YouTube's always messing up on this phone. I can't stand it. It's the YouTube app itself that keeps crashing on this phone. I have a cheap LG Stylo 5. I used to have a Samsung Galaxy that completely broke. And on this phone, it just crashes. It just crashed again. When it crashes, I gotta go click start live stream, and it says, it looks like your live stream was interrupted. Would you like to resume it? It's like, what? Why the hell wouldn't I? You think it crashes, and I'm like, oh, just leave it down. But, well, it seems to be affected by temperature. It seems to happen less when it's cooler, like if I do a live stream at night. That's why I got this thing blocking out the sun. So, I don't know. I try and update the phone regularly, but that definitely doesn't make a difference because it'll still crash right after I've updated it, even if I restart the phone too. Wish I had a union job, man. That would have made so much difference, but it's okay. It's like, what did I know? And here's the thing. The problem with unions that are around is the jobs where unions are available tend to be jobs where you need years of training. So I understand you do need years of training to be something like a carpenter, electrician, roofer, whatever else. But I wish there were more unions around for jobs where you don't need years of training. Holy crap, now it says 0 likes on here. It's so messed up. Cheap Nokia phone? Nokia still makes phones? I didn't even realize that because they were famous for their like sort of brick phones. Oh, 9 likes now. I guess it was 8 likes, and it was an illusion. I couldn't see how many likes I had. But does Nokia, they still make, I mean, they make smartphones? I just haven't kept up with who makes phones anymore. And this phone I got is the cheapest one I could find. But, it's got a big screen. Well, and the really good thing about it, the battery lasts a very long time. I will say that for it. And it doesn't take long to charge. Excuse me, at all. What can I do to accelerate my recovery from this job, though? I mean, As far as I can tell, nothing except some light movement. You don't want to stop moving entirely, from what I understand. Rest, stretch where it makes sense to. You know, don't stretch if it hurts too much. It hurts my fingers right now. And try not to stress too much too. That was a tricky thing, man. I'm just worried about being fired, worried about being berated, harassed. Oh, and I need more apple cider vinegar. I'd hate to run out of that. Oh, that's interesting. I want to, yeah, I'll look into getting a Nokia. If they work well, sure. And if they're cheap, because I can't stand how I paid $700 for that Samsung. I will say there's a great thing about having that Samsung that benefited me a lot. The camera is very good. And it was very fast. Oh, I'm choking on these almonds. And the other really great thing was it had like 128 gigabytes of storage. So that meant excuse me. Wait. I could shoot tons of phone video and it wasn't a problem. I literally, for the little documentary for the short documentary I made about, you know, my experience living in my car and having a depersonalization derealization disorder, I was able to shoot it all on my phone. Thank goodness the phone didn't die. Oh, before I finished shooting that. I shot for like 2 months and I shot like 8 hours of footage. Easiest thing to do. If I had to keep transferring it to a hard drive or laptop, it would have been such a hassle. This phone can only shoot for like, I don't know, I think like 30 minutes or something before it tends to just fill up in the hard drive space. The hard drive's way smaller. I don't even know if you call it a hard drive, but a storage space. Oh, excuse me. So I'd like to have another job available to me. The thing about the... Alright, disconnected again. The thing about the warehouse job also that I really like, at least for December, they're going to offer lots of overtime. That's what I really want. I really want to make a lot of money, especially as early as possible. I want to be able to have money for my film stuff that I want to do, but I have to be well enough to work. We're midway through November, so I'm really hoping I'm well enough to work then. And it's just, how can I ever believe that they're sincere when they say, oh yeah, we just don't want you to be hurt? How can I don't care how many times they say it. They can say it 1,000 times. I will never believe it. I just can't. It's not even that I don't want to. I am like constitutionally incapable of believing it. Because all I can think is they're annoyed at giving me special treatment. They're annoyed at having to slow down production because of me. And they're annoyed that I even brought up an injury in the first place. Yeah, stream keeps messing up. What can I do? Just give it a minute and I'll restart it. By the way, I don't know if any of you watched Larry Lawton on YouTube. He was a jewel thief for the mafia. Just a wild, wild life. And he went to prison for 12 years for it. He has an RV he makes a lot of videos in. I watch him on YouTube somewhat regularly. and I like how he talks, and his stories about prison are just incredible and disturbing. His RV just burned down. I'm like, man, this guy still has wild stuff that happens to him. He said there was a recall on the refrigerator in his RV. It uses ether to cool, and the ether can catch on fire, and that's what happened. The ether caught on fire, and his whole RV caught on fire. Larry Lawton, Law, like law, Lawton. Look up Larry Lawton on YouTube. He just hit over 1 million subscribers. I managed to catch on when he was earlier. He was still blowing up very quickly, but he was, I guess, the biggest jewel thief in America. This guy, he would rob a jewelry store. He would do it with such precision, knew what he was going to take, planned it out carefully, and between the money he would have to pay off to his mafia bosses and himself, he was like making like that money coming in from the jewelry robberies was millions of dollars. Excuse me. He was just a wild guy, wild man. All kinds of wild other stories. It's not like, oh, he just robbed jewelry stores, but other than that was straight-laced. He engaged in arson. He did all kinds of like loan sharking, like bookkeeping or bookmaking. He stole cars. Probably did a lot of other wild stuff. He said he was having lots of orgies and doing all kinds of wild things. Spending his money almost as fast as he made it. Just, yeah, a lot. Oh, that's cool. Mark, thanks for looking. Are they available for T-Mobile, though? That's the big question. For now, I'll keep this phone, but when this phone dies, whenever that happens, I hate thinking of that, but whenever it happens, yeah, I'd consider a Nokia, because I don't want to spend $700 on a phone again. I don't see the point. I'm still paying off that old Samsung now, which is ridiculous. It completely died. It died just after the year-long warranty, so I couldn't get it replaced. So I'm stuck paying for a $700 device. And I gotta see a doctor and get a physical. They wouldn't allow me to schedule a physical when I called my the sort of clinic, I guess, that I'm connected to through Medi-Cal, the state health insurance program. They said a doctor will call me, do a phone appointment, and then the doctor will decide if I'll have an in-person appointment. This is a Breaking Bad life. Or I guess Larry was living the Breaking Bad life. I'm just the Breaking Sad life. Also, really, oh man, my arm. Don't buy from Amazon if you can help it. I still do it once in a while if I have trouble finding something somewhere else. They are really, really terrible. I can imagine how, if it's this bad at the warehouse I'm at, how bad it is over there when they're a huge company. I was reading a story of a woman. It's so terrible. Amazon was so cheap, they wouldn't get her like a piece of safety equipment or whatever, or equipment to lift something she was supposed to have. So she was trying to carry it herself. Eventually she injured herself badly. And Amazon tried to give her $3,500, like cover-up money, to say, $3,500, to say, you won't say, to agree not to say anything about the injury or anything disparaging about Amazon, and they'd let her go. She didn't agree to it. And she said now she's like humiliated, and she's living in her car, homeless, and working at Amazon. So it's just so messed up. Don't order from them if you can help it. Unfortunately, it's a massive company, so trying to get people to stop is tough. Check a local phone dealer. Yeah, because I wonder if T-Mobile offers it on their website. If they don't offer it on their website or in a store, yeah, I have to see if a Nokia is compatible with T-Mobile. I'd like to think so, because I don't know. I mean, does Nokia still make really solid phones? Because they used to. I know that people used to love them. And actually, I really hate using touchscreens. That's why I paid so much for that BlackBerry Priv to have a keyboard. I loved having a keyboard, but it was so expensive. That phone overheated so badly. The battery drained so quickly. It overheated really badly. And ultimately, yeah, it just broke. It kept restarting and crashing. And I really paid all that money just for that keyboard. And yeah, supposedly the security is good on it. I don't, what am I don't know. Don't care that much. Although I do like it if possible. But I would check when this phone dies, when this one goes, because I am abusing this one. I mean, I'm using it so much. I would like to look into something cheap that's reliable. I don't ever want to pay for a Samsung if I can help it. What a load of garbage. Paid $700. I'm still paying it. And the phone completely died. It won't even charge after a year. It is completely dead. And also, I hope I can find some other job that's not as painful. I've been looking. I don't want to quit this one until I have another one that I really want. But this one, the thing is, it pays overtime. I know they don't want to put us on overtime a lot, but in December, they're going to have lots of overtime every week, pretty much. So I want to see if I can get something that's less strenuous, but there's barely anything I'm seeing online. On Indeed, on Craigslist, it's tough. Where's my battery at? 57%, not bad. Well, I'm gonna get going in a minute, I think. I just wanted to do my oatmeal stream, eat something healthy. Makes me a nervous wreck thinking, what am I gonna say tomorrow? Am I gonna, if I'm hurting, which I very likely will be. I mean, what are the odds I'll be better in a day? What am I gonna say to my managers, and how long am I gonna need to rest, I mean, it's miserable thinking I'm gonna miss a few days of work and lose a bunch of money. They don't offer paid sick leave. I'm just hurting all over. But anyways, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for watching.